Do we do the same here?
We're live.
Oh, we're live. Hey, everybody. Hi. Are you with us? We're a little tardy.
Yes, guys, we're a couple
tardy.
minutes late. It's 5 minutes late.
5 minutes late. Sorry about that. And we're, you can see we're not at the studio. We're at home again.
Yeah,
oh,
so
change the color here.
do that. Now it's stuck on there.
No.
Now we can't get off. Try to get off. Okay.
I did.
So I wanted to see if it's working.
Hi, Chris.
All right, good. It's working. Okay, good.
Okay.
So anything that we say today is not meant to diagnose you. It's just meant for information, education, for you and your doctor to discuss and come up with your own solutions. Okay? So that being said, welcome. And it is Friday morning at 11:05, and we're gonna talk about several things. We're gonna answer your questions, and there's a lot of questions already. So ask away. And
Okay.
Karen, is there anything specifically that you want to discuss while people are asking questions?
Yeah, well, we're coming down to the wire on the Keto Summit. And,
We are.
Yeah, and we only have another maybe 48 hours for people to get VIP tickets. I don't like the lighting here. Sorry, people, that I'm looking hideous. Anyway, VIP tickets only about another... He has to be pet
He has to be.
all the time.
This dog has to.
He has to be in the mix
Yeah.
all
This
the
is
time.
Charlie.
This is Charlie. Hi, Charlie.
He has to be involved, or he'll knock on the door every 5 seconds.
Yeah, he'll try to open, and he can open the door with his little paws. Anyway, the VIP tickets, we're gonna end cycle on that because there's all kinds of food involved, and the hotel has to know and stuff like that. So I would say 48 hours.
Yep.
48, 72, and then that's it on the VIP tickets.
That's right. Hey, Carl. Jahari is actually on the line.
Carl! Hey,
Awesome.
Carl. Thumbs up.
There he is right there. Okay, so...
It didn't help any.
So while you're answering the... why don't you look for some questions while I'll start talking
You
about
just
things.
start talking.
Okay.
Okay, good.
So a couple things I wanted to mention, guys, which is quite interesting. There is one condition, body condition, that's involved in the largest selling prescription drugs on planet Earth, okay? And really? And I want to find out if you guys can guess the condition that drug companies make the most money on. Okay, so
What
if you
body condition?
Yeah.
What did they get?
they get to be right. And so if you get the right answer, we will acknowledge you. But the point is that
Hello from
I'm asking the
Turkey.
question and want to see if you can guess it. So here's the first question, guys. What body problem results in the most money that's involved with drugs, prescribed drugs? Okay, some cystatins.
A lot
mental
of
health.
things.
So
mental health,
keep
cold and
answering.
flu.
We're gonna
So far, no one's gotten it.
well,
At
we're
least
gonna
on.
let's
YouTube.
let them answer for a while and then
Okay.
we'll come up with it. But why don't you take some questions right off the bat?
Sandy Hamden.
Wow.
Hey, Sandy Bobandy. Barb Friedman. Hey, hi.
Hey.
Look I don't know how to do smileys on the phone, but okay, good. So, everybody's answering. They're not asking a question.
Oh, okay. So maybe I
Okay.
should just answer it.
Maybe you should just answer it. Oh, here's a person who asked
Oh, yeah.
a question. After 2 months of keto and intermittent fasting, I still get dizzy. Tried
Yeah.
increasing the sodium, electrolytes, increasing meal frequency. Oh, seriously. But anyway, it's not resolving.
Okay, so if you tried sodium and salt and you actually increase the fluid volume and you drink more water and it still doesn't handle it, there's another nutritional deficiency, and that is actually vitamin B1. B1 is involved in a lot of different things, especially something called the autonomic nervous system. Now, I don't want to get into that too much, but what I want to say is that if you get up too fast and you feel dizzy, if you find that your body is not adapting to different positions and you're feeling like, wow, take B1. That supports that part of the autonomic nervous system to help your body adapt and prevent the dizziness. So that's the other thing I would look at. B1, very, very common deficiency, especially if you're on keto. So you can get it from nutritional yeast.
Which you should be if you're watching this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good. So, you're waving at people. That's adorable. Okay, good. So somebody said that why do they gain 2 pounds when they just go off of intermittent fasting for 2 days?
Because they eat jelly donuts.
It's the jelly donuts.
Now, why do they gain weight if they go off fasting? Well, of course, you're going to start eating, and you're going to. The key thing, guys, you have to realize that when you're fasting, you're burning pure fat. You're just going to be in fat burning, but you're not going to be burning 100% ketones. You're going to be burning a combination of fatty acid, probably 60%, and only 40% keto. And I think that's the confusion is people think that when you're in ketosis, it's like 100% ketones. No, it's actually a smaller percentage. We should actually call this not keto. We should call it lipolysis or lipo. Are you in lipo? That sounds better, right?
Did you just lose
Yeah.
Facebook?
Wow.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, people. We just lost Facebook. Start live video.
Wow, that's just
Yeah,
random.
okay, so sorry, Facebook people. Do you want to hit finish?
No, because that'll end it.
That'll end it. Okay, so we had some power issues at the house today, and obviously we're not in the studio, so hang in there with us. That was a really crazy face, wasn't it?
What I was saying is we're shifting
No, don't
the
call
word.
it lipo.
We're not gonna call it keto anymore. We're gonna call it lipo.
No, no one wants
Lipo.
to. No woman wants to have that word in her daily
Lipo?
life.
Lipo?
Lipo.
Lipolysis means the burning of fat. Okay, so we'll keep with keto.
Lipolysis on.
But I want to
Doesn't
actually
sound
finish.
as
I want to
good.
finish the question. Okay, so
What was the question?
the question was,
Why do you gain weight if you're...
yeah, why do you gain 2 pounds? Well, you're in fat burning, and of course you're going to eat. That's going to instantly slow down. But the point is that you really, if you're gaining 2 pounds, it's probably going to be related to fluid. So if you're not eating any sugar, then you want to look at your vegetables. And if you're having too much, maybe you can't digest all these vegetables, so it's going to cause fluid retention because the fiber in the vegetable actually retains fluid. So that's another thing, especially if it's a soluble fiber. So in other words, adjust your vegetables and your fluid retention will be better.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Now, Karen on YouTube says, and I think this is an amazing idea, that we should do a whole keto Thanksgiving menu and recipes.
Why don't we do that this year? We will do that.
Karen, Val, good idea.
Can we do a live? Can we have it live while we're doing it?
I don't see why not. We might need more than just us. We'd have to have the production guys
I think
come.
that would, or just one person.
Or one person.
We'll just do it live with these. I think that's
If
a
you
great
guys
idea.
don't mind. I think that's a great idea. Okay, Karen, we're doing it. We're doing it.
Good.
I don't know exactly when,
Yeah.
but we're doing it.
Should I do OMAD as a college student? Well, if you want to save
Yes.
money,
If you want, yeah, if you want to have some money, do
there was
it.
one period of time where I ran out of financial aid, so I had about $30 to last me 3 months, and I think I should have done intermittent fasting 1 meal a day, but instead I did a lot of romaine noodles and
Ramen.
ramen noodles and Hormel chili. Not good, guys.
Okay, what happened to my questions?
Did you?
No, I don't know. This is okay. Doc, what
What did
now?
you press?
I didn't press anything.
See all
It's right
this?
here. I don't
Okay.
know. Let's go back.
Okay. I'm gonna answer the question, guys. I'm gonna answer the question.
What question?
There we go.
Okay, good.
I'm gonna answer the question.
I'm leaning over too much here.
I'm gonna answer the question.
What question are you gonna answer?
The question that I asked initially when we started.
Oh, the
Hello?
question! What condition do they make more money selling drugs off of?
Right. What condition? The main condition. This surprised me. I thought it was like mental health for sure, or it was maybe cardiovascular.
I thought you were going to say diabetes because that's what we're all talking about all the time.
It's not diabetes.
I know. Well, I know what it is now.
It's inflammation. Inflammatory drugs. And what happens is they spend, basically they make, in next year, actually in 2 years, they're going to make $109 billion off of these medications. Okay, so are you going to be able to allow me just to focus here?
Go ahead.
Focus and
Focus.
answer it?
Charlie's
Not
the
just-
one that came up.
Okay, so
Stay down.
uh, $109 billion on the group of anti-inflammatories. And the other thing that I want to mention about this is that guess what handles what handles inflammation is one meal a day, intermittent fasting, and keto. So all this money is being spent. An average person that actually spends on this, the top drug, I can't even pronounce the name, it's like $38,000 a year. $38,000 a year on one medication for inflammation. Guys, listen, if you do intermittent fasting and keto, it handles systemic inflammation big time. So I would highly recommend you watch the video that I have on intermittent fasting and get rid of inflammation so you can save at least $38,000 a year. That's a pretty good thing.
It's a good say. That's some pocket change. Okay, there was a really interesting question here. It was that someone's 8-year-old daughter has some kind of white pimples on her eyes and they're spreading toward her nose.
I don't know that condition, but what I can say is anything skin related, it's intermittent fasting. The frequent meals
and snacking.
It kills you. Yeah. You know, it's just, you know what's so bizarre to me?
What?
Is that by not eating, your body actually survives better.
I mean,
Isn't
up
that
to
weird?
a point.
Right. But the point is that the less frequent meals, your body goes into this wild survival mode where it survives better and you live longer. You start repairing, you start healing. When you're eating frequently, you don't heal. So it's just bizarre to me that it's like counterintuitive. You would think that we'd be starving, but you're not. So, okay, so the next question, guys. The next question is, how much food does an average person consume in their lifetime? In weight.
What?
I did the calculations.
Why do we care?
These people need to know this. These people are interested.
I don't know why we care about that. What is that? Is that
How much food does an average person consume? Someone says 5 tons.
They're probably close, right?
Well, you're going to find out.
10,000 pounds, 14,000. Oh, my Humira is $14,000 a month. Humira, $14,000 a month. Get off it.
No, it's actually on some people it's 30. Well, yeah, right, exactly. I was thinking per year, but yeah. Yeah, so half a ton. Okay, yes, good. Keep answering. I'm gonna
don't watch. If you don't like it, don't watch.
Don't respond to any negative comments.
Okay.
Just answer the questions.
Okay. 1,996 pounds. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
A ton. Can you tell us the answer so we can?
Okay, so the answer is 52 tons of food in your lifetime. Now, if you're overweight, not obese, but you're overweight, add another truckload of food.
But isn't some overweight is medication? Like, say someone's like, well, I don't eat all that much food. They're eating the wrong food.
We're talking about just food in general.
Okay.
So that's 52 tons. 52 tons of food in your lifetime. If you do intermittent fasting, you could probably cut that down to maybe 50 tons.
Hey, let's have a question here. What about the gallbladder spasms and pain while on keto, taking all of the products except trace minerals?
Well, I'm assuming it's dangerous to assume that you're doing intermittent fasting. That's the best thing for the gallbladder, but you want to be careful of nuts, that peanut butter, nut butter. That's the main thing you want to watch out for the gallbladder spasm. So if you cut out the nuts and maybe dairy, I think you'll be handled.
It's a lot of sewage.
What? Oh. Yeah,
that's a good point.
Yeah.
High CO2 in blood while on keto.
Okay, so the carbon oxygen machine, which is in the mitochondria.
What's that?
Well, the oxygen in CO2, you breathe out CO2 and you breathe in oxygen. That whole mechanism happens through what's called the mitochondria for energy, and your lungs, of course. If you're low on B1, you will not be able to release CO2 and you will not absorb the oxygen as much. You gotta press it. So what happens is like to increase your oxygen exchange and your CO2 release, you want to increase B1. Since you're on that topic, I want to mention a condition called lactic acidosis. Lactic acidosis is a situation when you build up a lot of byproduct of sugar metabolism. It's called lactate, and you become really acid. And this is underneath acid reflux, and also it's the side effect from taking metformin. So, because it has a black label, you're like, oh my gosh, it's like if you take metformin, you could potentially get this lactic acidosis, and that affects your breathing too. Well, take a wild guess what the best remedy for lactic acidosis is. B1, I guess that's the theme of today.
Is the B1 thing.
Vitamin B1 will actually get rid of lactic acidosis faster than anything. That's why it helps you breathe. It helps the respiratory centers in your brainstem, so it's really important.
Okay. Here's one. I have an active little boy, and I already give him nutritional yeast in with the eggs every morning. Well, that's a great idea. But he is still very active. Where are the freaking comments go? He's still very active. I'm assuming that level of energy is the quote-unquote a problem, or
no, the kids are normally supposed to be very energetic and very active,
totally
and you just
filled with energy.
Yeah, that's why you get a small dog like we have Charlie, and basically they run around in a circle. But no, these kids, that's a normal thing. Kids have massive amounts of energy. I had massive amounts of energy as a child, and I still do. But the point is that I think that's a normal thing. It's when the kids get ADD or like nervous energy, that type of thing, you need more B1. So in that case, you give them a little more nutritional yeast. You might need to give them a small little tablet of B1, and that should help you guys. All right.
Not that we're diagnosing anything.
We're not diagnosing.
We're not diagnosing anything.
All right.
I like that question in Chinese. Can you take that one?
Okay. Number, Emil. I'm trying to find an easy question. Dr. Berg. Yeah.
I know Facebook for some reason is not.
My alkaline phosphatase raised after starting keto and OMAD, and I have itchy patches underneath my eyes. What caused it? My doctor told me to eat 5 meals a day. Quick keto. Here's the thing. I don't know what you're considering keto. I don't know what you're eating. Are you having enough vegetables? Because if you're not, then that could be the reason. When you do keto, a lot of times you're in fat burning. You're going to be releasing sometimes toxic material from your fat cells. It will come out on some people, especially if it's toxic, and you might create a little bit of a detox. And so in which case you could take something called bentonite clay, take it on an empty stomach. But the other thing that I recommend, just for general stuff like that, or especially if there's anything with the liver, is increase the amount of vegetables. That's really the simple solution. That's what we call healthy keto, is we want to make sure we hit all our prevent nutritional deficiencies and provide the fiber for your microbes so they can actually help detoxify things as well. So that's the point. It was mosquito, because we have the door open over there. I almost like smacked you.
Okay.
What type?
Someone else was mentioning menopause symptoms and keto. How can that help?
If you have menopause symptoms, then you need to support the adrenal gland. And I have a lot of videos on that. I suggest to search that out because there's so many solutions for that.
Yeah.
Someone asked about how do you lower insulin if you're a type 1 diabetic? Well, think about type 1 diabetic, you don't have enough insulin, so you have to take it. The goal is to take the least amount possible. So in which case, I would highly recommend doing keto and intermittent fasting. Don't eat as frequent. Do the exact same eating plan as what we recommend on type 2 diabetes. There's no difference, and that way you'll still have to take insulin, but you'll take a little less, and that'll be healthier on your body. There's something called double diabetes. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
What happens if here you are, you have this high sugar because you have no insulin to lower it, right? So that's diabetes. And then you have to take insulin, take even more. So now you're taking insulin because type 2 diabetes, you have a high blood sugar, but you have high insulin. Type 2, you have high blood sugar, but you have low insulin. So if you're type 1, you're taking insulin, you're like hitting the body twice as hard because you have the high sugar side effects and you have the high insulin side effects too. So basically, just do keto and intermittent fasting for that condition. I think it'll come out a lot better. Is keto safe while pregnant? Well, the healthy version that we're recommending is safe. The only thing I wouldn't recommend is any type of strict intermittent fasting. Because you don't want to get into fasting, especially we don't know if you have nutritional deficiencies, so we want to make sure that you provide enough food to get that. So I think healthy keto is going to be fine for pregnancy.
I think you got this covered. Do you need me?
Yeah, I do. Go ahead.
No. I'm just saying.
Go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
You answer a question.
No, I don't answer questions.
Okay, what else we got? You work on this one, I'll work on this one.
Oh, we are going to give it, this is the last Friday we're going to give a free VIP ticket.
Yes.
So
we're going to pick someone.
What time is it?
It's 11:30ish.
Wow, okay. So if you want to go get a free ticket to the Keto Summit, put yes, your full name, and where you live, like, Richmond, Virginia, or city and state, or country, or something like that. Okay, yes, your name, not just yes. Yes, your name and where you live, so that we can verify later. Okay.
Exactly.
Next.
I drink moringa. I feel like it's helping me with getting vitamins. I'm still having problems with not... I'm sorry, I couldn't answer that question because it disappeared.
This is really a challenge in these
yeah.
platforms today, for whatever reason. Appetite control while on IF and keto. That's a good question.
Well, typically, the way that you know you're in keto and you're in hardcore ketosis is the appetite, you have no more appetite and no more cravings. But there are things to do to improve that. One is apple cider vinegar. 2 is cinnamon on some toast with your sugar, right? I'm just
I grew up with that. Cinnamon toast.
Yeah, I'm just kidding with that.
Toast with some butter and cinnamon sugar in a little bear.
Right.
Anybody else?
I was just kidding about that.
Hmm.
There's a couple different types of tea. I think it's Garcinia. That's a tea that you can... Hootie Garcinia. It's an herb that actually decreases cravings. Green tea extract also decreases cravings. There's quite a few other ones, but those are things that will decrease your appetite if you need some help. I recommend doing teas during between meals. Just make sure it's naturally decaffeinated. But good question.
Yeah. Dr. Berg's like a dad with his jokes, but in a good way. He's the kind of dad that tells the same jokes over and over again. Like
hey, as long as
every family dinner, it's like the same jokes, and we just...
as people keep laughing at them, I'll keep saying them.
Okay, good. Now...
Is keto good with people with type 1 diabetes?
Type 1, type 2, double, triple?
Yes. It is.
Okay.
Or I love... You know what I love?
What do you...
I love when people ask the question, what is keto? On this channel.
Maybe they're new.
I kind of want to give them strangulation therapy because I'm like, have you been watching?
There's new people. But yeah, most of the questions... No, actually, there's some really interesting questions, at least on YouTube. I'm not sure if we're having a trouble getting Facebook in general, you guys. We're just not getting questions coming up on our Facebook.
I had to start over, so.
We had to start over, but there should still be people that we can wave to people, but we're not getting the questions. So I apologize about that. You can hop on over to YouTube if you want to. YouTube, there's a lot of brand new, very interesting questions, but most of the questions are usually, oh, that was surly. That was surly. Most of your questions are answered on YouTube in case he doesn't get to it. Okay, how possible is it to gain weight on keto?
It's not very probable. This is not a weight gaining activity. What you can do is prevent the loss of weight, but it's not a weight gaining activity because you're basically cutting down insulin. So, you have all these fat, and all these fat-burning hormones trigger this one enzyme that helps dissolve the fat. Um, and so if insulin is high, even a little bit, that shuts right down. So you really can't necessarily, what we're trying to do is, like if you wanted to gain weight, you just increase insulin, but we don't want to do that. We're trying, so IF and keto is to lower insulin. It's not going to raise insulin. So I guess what you could do is do weight training and have a little bit more frequent eating. I'm talking like 3 meals a day if you really wanted to gain weight, and then add maybe, keep your carbs at a little higher to like 50 grams with maybe some berries.
Okay. There you go. Next.
All right. Yeah, what else do we have?
What happens if I don't eat when I'm hungry?
It depends on what your definition of hunger is. You know, in the morning, like exactly like 8 o'clock in the morning, you have cortisol spike, and so your hunger will go up, or you get hunger pains, or you feel weak and dizzy, then you have to eat. But I would let your body tell you when to eat. So if you're mildly hungry, like it's okay to be like slightly hungry. And if you don't eat, it's going to be fine. But when you start feeling weak or, you know, have cognitive issues, where you're
Faint.
like, yeah, if you're fainting or dropping,
This is not fasting. This is time to eat. Get
Yeah.
some nutrients in the body.
or if you're grouchy, that means you need to eat.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. There's a trick to fasting. You have to know. You can't just slam into it.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, so these are, wow, on YouTube is the opposite of Facebook. These are flying by.
Because we have 1,500 versus 100.
I know. What do you think about mushrooms and beef tripe? Love mushrooms. I can't eat beef tripe, but you're probably asking nutritional value.
I think it's great if it's grass-fed. Grass-fed, totally fine. We are going to do a recipe, I hope, on organ meats. You've probably heard of this guy named Tristan. He's online. He's like a keto carnivore guy. And we talked before. He sent us this amazing, isn't that a great recipe book? Remember you said you were like, wow, this is pretty.
Oh, the 2 books?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a really good book. Really good books.
So we want to do, can we do like an organ meat type recipe? Possibly? We'll think about it.
I like pate.
Why don't we do a pate?
We could do a pate. I love pate, but otherwise I
about
can't do it.
You can't do brain? Fried brain?
No.
It's good for you. Yeah, we'll do a pate. How about that?
Okay.
All right. I don't know why
Maybe
we're
we
talking
can do that with our Thanksgiving
Yeah,
meal. Okay.
sounds good.
Okay.
What is healthy
Heart best diet. Ready?
keto and IF?
IF. Okay. Oh, wow. Hold on. Oh, I saw something I want to shout out. Lynn, down 73 pounds.
Wow, that's awesome, Lynn.
Holy baloney. That is awesome.
Okay, someone says what to take for low iron.
Can't
tolerate pills. Okay, so guys, you do not want to take what's called elemental iron, like the regular crappy iron that you'd get at the drugstore. You want to take a high quality iron, I'm telling you, because it's attached to a protein and it's a lot healthier. Iron can be very dangerous if you in the free form, so don't chew on some rust or whatever. So here's what you would do. If you want a good source of iron, you want to consume grass-fed spleen product. Okay, a grass-fed spleen. Have you ever had a grass-fed spleen? They're really tasty. No, you're not going to taste them. They're in capsules. That will handle anemia faster than anything that I know. You can also do like rare meat.
So there's a question over here. This gal is having some issues with her son, her 6-year-old son, and she's considering doing keto, but he's already very small. So I think there's a confusion on keto, like keto is very restrictive, or keto diet. We're not even talking intermittent fasting, because a child, you don't want to have a child fasting. You don't want to have them snacking too much, but keto diet is just good food that helps grow and heal a body and a brain. It's not a restrictive diet, and it's keto in and of itself isn't necessarily going to what's the word, like prohibit growth.
Right. Right. So
What else do you have to say about that?
I think you summed it up pretty good.
Wow.
Are tomatoes okay to eat?
Wow, a lot of people ask this. A lot of people are like, no tomatoes. But
Are they okay?
a couple tomatoes now are okay.
Tomatoes actually have a lot of fiber. I do not think tomatoes are going to stop you from getting in ketosis. So I like some tomatoes. I mean, I do not think they're a problem. They're not as high in sugar as you might think. I know there's sweet tomatoes, but I would not worry about tomatoes. There's other things to worry about, like
There's other
the bread, cereal, crackers, biscuits, waffles,
pancakes.
Yeah.
Cookies. No, see, right there, no tomatoes. There's tomato haters. Okay,
Hey,
good.
sometimes you need to cut off tomatoes if it's creating a
Yeah,
problem.
if you're doing keto and you're like, oh, I'm plateauing. There's like, I haven't seen a single plateau question this week, which is a record. But say you're plateauing, you're like, I'm doing keto perfectly, but I'm not getting anywhere. Well, then you have to start cutting other things out.
Right.
Do more intermittent fasting,
Right.
longer fasts. What's the best way to lose belly fat? Ready?
Keto
and
intermittent
IF.
fasting.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Someone just want to mention, certain people can get away with certain foods and other people can't. It's
Can
really
you eat figs?
no.
No.
No, it's too sweet.
Unfortunately, figs are awesome, but you can't eat them.
But the point is that, why don't you, if you're concerned about it, just get a glucose meter or ketone meter and then test yourself to see if what you could do. Like, some people can do more berries, some people can't. On a rare occasion, this is rare, if you're consuming a lot of vegetables, that may slow down your ketosis. For that person that has like a severe hypothyroid condition, maybe they're postmenopausal, they had their gallbladder taken out, their uterus taken out, their thyroid taken out, and then they're trying to lose weight. Okay, so maybe cut down on your tomatoes, or your vegetables. Maybe you're gonna have to have like different types of vegetables, like squash or celery, and not necessarily like tomatoes. So anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that.
Okay. Can lemon juice break a fast?
No.
Okay.
Calcification on the arteries of the heart. Yeah, that test, it's called a coronary artery calcification scoring test. If it's high, it means you have calcified artery. It's a major situation. So you want to decalcify the arteries. The area that I would recommend to research would be vitamin K2, number 1, and number 2, shouldn't use numbers when K2. And the next thing is called EDTA. EDTA is a chelator that helps to decalcify arteries. It's great for circulation. Really? Charlie, do you really have to do that right now?
Not in here. Go somewhere else and do that.
Okay, so...
He never does that.
I don't know. Okay, are sunflower seeds okay on keto? Absolutely. Sunflower seeds are really good on keto, especially the salty ones.
Mm-hmm. Now, okay, so, well, I hope everybody who put yes is still watching for the keto
Do you want to just...
summit, because I did have one and then you just moved it.
Do you want to... I think there's a bunch scroll down the other way on this one.
No, I know, but there's one here that
Oh,
I had
question.
picked in my head. Okay, so we're picking the VIP ticket winner. So, Melissa Mickelson from Salt Lake City.
Hey!
Woo! Okay, Melissa.
Congratulations.
So, congratulations. This is a big deal. VIP ticket sales stop in...
You're the last one to get it.
You might be the last one to get it.
Actually,
Yeah, because
another
we
24
have to,
hours. Yeah.
So what you're going to do is you are going to email Dr. Berg at drberg.com. We're going to forward your information to this person, and you're going to verify you are who you are and sort everything out with her. So congratulations, Melissa, and you are going to come to the Keto Summit.
Exactly.
Woo!
Great. Can't wait to meet you. Okay, good. So, why does it seem like insulin isn't working anymore.
Why insulin isn't
I would
working?
need history. I would really need your history. I don't know your symptoms, etc., etc. So I'm looking for a question that I doesn't involve a history.
Mm-hmm.
So we're trying to read these here.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Doc Karen. My husband and I started keto together. We're both 38, lost 18 pounds, and gosh, it disappeared. Sorry. I'll try to
Melissa's
find-
excited.
Oh, good. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to go to the next question because I screwed it up. Is it harder for people with anxiety disorders to control insulin resistance and become fat adapted because of the chronically high levels of cortisol? How do you fix that? Well, cortisol will increase insulin. So is it harder? Yeah, because we actually have a layer of another problem on top of a problem. It's very rare to have someone just do keto and IF and solve all their problems. And this is why one of the reasons why we're doing the summit, because we're gonna get into the million and one reasons, additional reasons why things aren't going fast or you plateau. Not everyone has just a weight problem. They have like a lot of other issues. So the point is that I'm not sure where I'm going with this, but we're going to cover at the summit a lot of additional reasons why you plateau.
You're not sure where you're going.
I started
track a little bit?
I started to go down this way, and I kind of got lost into my answer, and I have to come.
Okay.
But the problem is like
They enjoy it. I'm sure they'll enjoy it.
the questions just go up and up and up.
I know. Oh, by the way, Dr. Berg is Swedish. Someone asked that question.
Yes. Yeah, Berg
Swedish.
is a Swedish name. I know it's a German name too,
It's
but
a lot of different, yeah, but it's Swedish.
Yeah.
Okay, will the summit be available for streaming? No.
nope. Sorry.
Um,
How about keto and cancer? We have a great video online. You can search that out with Professor Thomas Seyfried.
Mm-hmm.
Watch that. Watch the layperson's version of that. That's a
yeah,
really good one.
there's two videos. One is just him using all of these huge words,
Yeah.
and the other is where Dr. Berg's kind of interpreting.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
How about that one? My dad's hands and feet swell. He needs more potassium. A lot of potassium. Where do you get a lot of the potassium from, Karen? Can you give people some suggestions on where you get potassium? From food.
oh, greens.
How many?
7 to 10 cups a day.
Very good. Very good, Karen. You're learning.
How's that one?
Karen does eat a lot of vegetables, by the way. She likes vegetables. She could pretty much live on a lot of vegetables, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what's your favorite vegetable, Karen?
Cauliflower.
Yep. That cauliflower last night was incredible.
It was good.
Wow, that was like so satisfying.
Cauliflower is so versatile. I just love it.
It's just amazing.
Yeah.
It's like it's our alternative potato.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right, so
Can I do 8 cups of vegetables a day? Sure. I mean, and I'd steam a lot of vegetables right now because I can have salad. And if I eat too much salad, I'm just building up my bacteria in my gut. I can't have 10 cups of leafy greens. So I have to have some steamed vegetables. It's 7 to 10, so 8's good.
that's right, Karen. All right. Your
Osteopenia.
Yeah. Okay. So osteopenia and osteoporosis is not a little thing. It's a big thing. It's a major problem with the loss of minerals into the bone and also loss of bone protein in the bone too. It takes a long time to fix that, and you have to do trace minerals. You have to do a good quality, probably bone broth type thing, and then you also, it's not just about taking calcium, even though you need to take calcium. The type of minerals that I would recommend are the orotate type minerals, like magnesium orotate, calcium orotate. And then you also just need to get on keto really healthy because it's not just a mineral problem. You have to have the whole package. You know, like just do keto intermittent fasting. And if you do a search on intermittent fasting and osteopenia, you'll find a lot of great studies to show that that tool will help that condition.
Okay, quick question. Distilled water, yes or no?
No, I don't like distilled water because it sucks out minerals. But if you're doing a detox, fine. But in general, I don't recommend it.
Okay. Do we make pasta?
Do we make pasta? No.
Do we eat pasta?
No. No, we don't eat
But
pasta.
you know what? We have this company send us.
Oh, there's an
This
alternative.
company sent us
Yeah.
a case of
There's
new. I could run and
what
check
is it?
the
It's
name
called
of it.
Kariak root or something. Kojak root. And that seemed to be okay as
Seemed
a
to be
pasta.
okay. It's better than we've tried the Miracle one.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't like it too much, but this one, our kids are really creative with.
They like it.
I like it.
Bone
It's
broth
just fiber.
between meals, no, don't recommend it. Bone broth can knock you out of ketosis.
All right.
Have it with a meal. Kidney stones, apple cider vinegar and lemon juice. Yes, and there's another thing called hydroxycitrate. If you have kidney stones, you need to get hydroxycitrate.
Where do you get that?
Amazon. It's a really good remedy. Research it yourself. You'll find out why.
Okay, someone's concerned about their daughter has a lot of what they think is a keto rash.
That is a classic B vitamin deficiency, probably vitamin B2 or B3. But if you do nutritional yeast, it should be handled.
Okay. Dr. Fung recommends bone broth while fasting.
Well,
all right.
That's fine, but I think there's a couple things about what you can have. I mean, I don't know why you want to do bone broth protein when you're fasting, because it's going to stimulate insulin. I can see bouillon cubes, but the problem is all the MSG.
Bouillon cubes.
The key thing you need when you're fasting is salt, like sea salt. Those are you need electrolytes. In bone broth, you're not getting necessarily electrolytes, you're getting protein, you're getting amino acids. So if you're concerned about losing muscle when you're fasting, you don't have to be concerned about that, because you have such a spike of growth hormone. So it's called a protein sparing hormone. Did you tell that one gal who won the ticket to go to Dr. Berg?
Yeah, Melissa.
Okay. All right, good.
I did. So here's a guy, come on, where'd the freaking questions go? Here we go. I'm 71, 1 meal a day, weight loss, slow, also have to take antibiotics for dental work. Anything I can do to counteract the medication?
Yeah, anytime you guys are on antibiotics, you definitely need to put back in that flora, it's called, the friendly bacteria. I recommend, I'm going to be doing a video on this very soon, but it's called Effective Microbes. We actually are going to be coming out with our old version. We're going to be promoting that probably in about a week and a half. But yeah, you want to put back in the probiotics. You also, just here's a side note too. A lot of people are resistant to antibiotics, so a natural antibiotic would be something like oregano or clove or thyme or grapeseed extract. Those are all really good natural and herbal antibiotics. Good.
Okay, I just have to say, this guy keeps posting this. We already covered the sunflower seeds. It's the thumbs up. It's good. It's fine. Where do we live? Let me give you our home address.
We live in an undisclosed location. No, we live about 6 miles south of DC, in Virginia.
Yeah. Okay, good.
All right.
I wasn't going to give that much information, but
Doesn't keto raise cortisol, since low glycogen raises? No. What happens is keto causes your body to use up your glycogen reserves, so then you can burn fat. So yeah, it's not going to cause you to, create any problems at all.
our eggplant's okay. I love eggplant.
Yeah, eggplant is totally fine.
Okay,
It's
good.
actually a really good vegetable on keto.
You don't like eggplant, though.
I don't care for it. Yeah.
We don't make it much because of that, but do you eat licorice root? They saw your video.
I personally don't, but it is good for kind of someone who's burnt out and needs some adrenal support. It's good for ulcers, gastritis, and any type of intestinal discomfort or bloating or issues like that. So yeah, you can do licorice root for sure.
Okay. And why are we not in the studio today?
Because our producer had something else he had to do that bumped us. So we will be there next week.
How rude, right? No, it's okay. This works out.
Lillian wants to know what about gallstones.
Wow. Well, let me tell you all about golf.
Yeah, why don't you tell us about it? Gallstones come from a lack of bile. And I tell you what, instead of answering the question
Chrissy
fully,
Spence, you lost 50 pounds, girl. I'm sorry to cut you. Hey, Chrissy, that's amazing. If I had my
Congratulations.
bell, that would be great. Send me a picture. Okay,
Okay.
go ahead. Back to your.
Okay, can I talk? Okay, good.
I'm sorry, I just had to.
So tomorrow I will release the video on what is a gallstone and where they come. How about that? Because I have one sitting there. I was waiting for the right moment, so we're going to release it. It's going to be an exciting topic, guys. Gallstones. I'm excited about it. Also, tomorrow I'm going to release a video on blood pressure in keto. How about that? I
Good.
think
Someone asked about blood
it's
pressure.
an interesting topic. I have a very interesting solution. Okay. That being said, check the videos tomorrow.
Okay, good. I just had a question and it just disappeared.
Okay.
Um,
Cystic acne.
okay.
That classic high insulin. That's all it is. See, here's what happens, Karen. When you have high insulin,
Yeah.
you lower testosterone in men, but you increase testosterone in women. So thereby women start generating a beard, cystic acne, and a deeper voice.
What do you mean?
Where their men have higher voices, softer skin, and breast tissue.
That's interesting, isn't it?
It's very interesting. So cystic acne is purely a matter of lowering insulin. So then how do you lower insulin? You watch the videos I have on that. It's very simple, but you have to watch them.
Keto and intermittent fasting?
Now you gave it away.
Oh, sorry. Watch the videos.
Darn it, no.
Okay. What kind of beans can you eat?
Green beans.
Green beans. Love my green beans.
She likes the green beans.
I love green beans.
I like them too, but if they're good.
Ted's makes the best green beans.
I know. Everything is about lowering insulin. Can I just say one thing about that, and then I'll shut up, okay?
You're right.
Jesse.
Jesse's got it.
Sometimes people are like, okay, I heard just do keto and fasting. I heard that. Sometimes you have to kind of ding in the right solution and the importance. There's things that are really, really important, and I'm going to emphasize those a lot, and there's things that are trivial. You guys have to realize, I'm going to cover a lot more at the summit, but the top medications that are sold in the world, most of the chronic problems are really high insulin. Mm-hmm. So I know you might be bored of me saying it's high insulin, but it's the thing that will solve it if you lower insulin and you really understand insulin. So, I mean, I'm working with a lot of people right now, seeing people on social media. They're doing things to lower insulin, and you just be blown away at the conditions that are improving. I mean, it's mind-blowing to me. It's like I'm going, you got rid of that? Mm-hmm. Incredible. So it might sound too simplistic, but usually these complex problems have a simple solution. I want to put your attention on the simple, not the complex.
Right.
Don't buy into the whole thing where someone says, oh yeah, we can't understand these conditions. They're too complex. You have to have a medical degree to understand it.
There's no cure. It's all
that is
heredity.
All BS.
Right.
BS. Totally.
I mean, it isn't because we say so. It's because person after person, thousands of people send in the reports of all they did. They've been battling things for years, and all they did was really go on keto and IF, and their body's healing.
Everything has a cause. A symptom, every effect has a cause. Things just don't happen. You just have to dig, pull the string, find out. But the more anyone has a hard time explaining it, like I'll see videos sometimes and they'll try to explain a condition and they'll say, oh, it's really complex. And well, right there we know they don't understand it. So the people that really understand it can not only explain it in simple terms, but it just makes sense. It's simple and it makes sense. And that's all I'm going to say about that, Karen.
Okay, good. It's time check.
5 more minutes. Okay.
Okay, good.
Someone has
Gets diarrhea from IF, not eating bread with everything. Well, that's good.
Diarrhea is mainly going to be in the vegetable family. You have to change your vegetables, and you have to maybe have a little less. There's a condition called SIBO. You can look it up, SIBO, in which the person has an overgrowth of the bacteria in the wrong place, and it's kind of coming up. In that case, if you feed them a lot of fiber, that can get worse. So you probably want to go low fiber for a while, add the HCl in the stomach, clean them out, and then add the fiber back. Oh, that's a lot better.
You
Oh, wow.
moved it back behind.
Oh, okay.
This guy's like, lady, move it over. Dr. Berg did the setup, okay?
My body loves vegetables.
Good.
Yeah, so do I.
Mm-hmm. We're not vegan. Someone asked, are we vegan?
No, we're not,
just
but we consume
talking.
probably more vegetables than
definitely
a lot
consume
of
more
vegans.
vegetables than a lot of vegans.
Oh yeah. A lot of vegans have grains
That's true.
and beans.
So there's a question, do supplements cause your liver trouble?
It says, does liver supplements...
Well, that's that question. There was one before.
Okay. Do what?
Do supplements cause liver trouble? I guess if they're crap supplements.
If it's synthetic, it could, but especially if it's like an iron supplement, you be very cautious about the iron supplements you take. But taking liver will not cause a fatty liver at all. What causes a fatty liver is high insulin, and out of all the sugars that will convert into fat or fatty liver, fructose is the worst. That will cause a fatty liver, probably the same as drinking alcohol.
Okay.
Okay.
Eyelids hard to open. I'm not sure I understand that. Do you know?
Yeah, I don't have enough data on that.
Okay.
Someone asked about lactic acidosis. Will that cause a problem that goes beyond the restless legs? Yes, it can be the whole body. Start taking the B complex with some B1, boom, gone. Remember I had restless leg syndrome?
No.
I had restless leg syndrome. I literally would get up in the middle of the night and I would go run outside
Wow.
because I had so much energy in my legs. Little did I know. And I want to say something, Karen, and then that's the last thing I'm going to say. We used to, focus on nutrition. We had a clinic that focused on nutrition, and we sold nutrition. And in the very beginning, I went to seminars to learn how to prescribe nutrition. And so we would be like recommending all the nutrition, and the results were not consistent. The results were okay, but they were not close to like 100% like I like them. So I'm going to just mention one piece of advice for people. If they're either recommending nutrition, if you are a practitioner, or you're getting nutrition from an alternative practitioner, unless you get the basic eating fixed, it's kind of like expensive urine, because you have to change the diet, or else the results are going to be very sporadic. You're not going to see huge changes. You're just not, and that's going to be frustrating. So you have to that's why even with all the conditions that we're answering, get the basic eating plan in first, and we recommend keto, healthy keto, and intermittent fasting, and then add the vitamins as the icing on the cake. But don't try to take vitamins if you're not going to get the basics in.
Yeah.
It's not going
Don't
to
spend your
work.
money.
And it's so simple, but it's very important, because like all people they're like, oh, I'm only taking all these vitamins. Did they change
Taking
your
all
diet?
your vitamins.
No, they didn't change the diet. I'm like, wow. So that's just so expensive.
Hi, Sandy. What would cause heart palpitations? I'm trying to do IF. I'm not sure what that means. And then I eat 1 to 2 p.m. first.
Okay.
That's their first meal. Got heart palpitations right after.
Yeah, I think you're low in potassium. A lot of these nutritional deficiencies might not show up until you get into keto, so you need more potassium. Electrolyte powder, find one with the high potassium, because palpitations, irregular heartbeat, is all part of a potassium deficiency, and so start increasing that. The vegetables, give it time, and your heart it'll start feeding the pacemaker of the heart, and that's what you need. The other thing that will cause palpitations, the two other things, one is B1 deficiency, and the other is consuming a little too much fat that you can't digest. So if you're having like a lot of nuts, you might find that can cause gallbladder swelling, and it swells up and puts pressure on the heart, and that can create some palpitations just like that. So it's really a fat digestion problem.
Here's a good one. Should you be fat adapted before you fast? I just lost the rest of the question, but
Well, fasting is going to help you keto adapt or fat adapt a lot faster than just doing keto. So I recommend that you do both keto and IF at the exact same time.
do you have to worry about calories when you're doing keto?
Um, I don't want you to focus on calories, but you do need to not necessarily be micromanaging calories, but you do need to keep your calories from carbohydrates low. Okay, so that would be keeping them low. You do need to keep your protein moderate. You can allow fat calories to go up, but there's a point where your body is in ketosis, but it's burning the dietary fat and not your own, in which case you need to maybe reduce your fat calories. I have tons of videos on these topics. So I don't like to just count calories for the sake of calories. That's not going to do it.
Chrissy is asking, should you only drink water during your fasting window, or does coffee or tea interrupt the fast?
A true fast is only water, but I think you can go ahead and do tea and coffee because that's just going to make it easier. And I do not think that's going to create a big problem when to get your benefits.
Well, what if your coffee is full of heavy whipping cream? Or
That's breaking the fast. Even though you might be in ketosis, the ketosis is from the fat that you're eating, not from your own fat for a period of time.
Right.
So it really depends on how fast your metabolism is. If you want to lose weight very, very fast, let's say someone want to lose really fast, right? Then you'd want to bring your carbs down, way down, okay? Keep your fat grams below 75 grams, okay? And then do moderate protein. Very simple, intermittent fasting, 1 meal a day.
now the question of, do alternative sweeteners act like sugar in your body?
Some do a little bit, some don't. Like the worst sugar alcohol would be, I should do a video on this, is maltitol.
Maltitol.
Yeah.
Well, that's not one we would recommend, but I guess that is an alternate sugar.
The one that you have
Tears my gut.
erythritol, which actually has a 0 glycemic index, but xylitol does increase it, but very small amounts, but it does increase it. But if you keep it down to like a small amount, like per day, it's not going to be a problem. Okay, so, and this is a big problem for the FDA because they're right now, everyone's using these fibers, and a lot of the sweeteners are like inulin. They're also sweet, and so like sweet fibers, and they're counting as 0. They're counting them 0 calories and 0 sugars, when in fact they might be a little bit more. So I'm going to do a video on this to clear it up because there's a huge confusion. But the labeling laws, they're going to be changing real soon to talk about how fiber, because everyone's like, oh yeah, we're doing all this, it's like 0 sugar, but they're doing a ton of things that actually have a little more sugar in them. Someone says, I'm so depressed. Well, do keto and IF.
And intermittent fasting. And that will pull you out.
And take the B vitamins, especially B1. B1 will actually reduce stress so fast if you feel stress or like nervous tension.
Nutritional yeast, you should just pound them.
Yeah,
6
absolutely.
to 8 a day.
Absolutely.
If you feel stressed out.
Totally. Hey guys, listen. It's time.
It is time.
And I just want to say I appreciate your attention, your questions, you being on these platforms here. Thank you very much, and we will talk to you real soon.
Yep. Keep in mind, if you're going to come to the summit, which I hope you all are, the VIP tickets, and the difference in VIP is seating, what you get when you're at the summit, everything from the minute you step into the hotel.
And then the rooms are going to go up really soon, right?
And the room price is going to go up. And there's a Gaylord where we're having this is the nicest hotel, and we have the most unbelievable room rate right now. So that is going to be going up as we're coming down to the very tail end of your chance to come. The room rate's going to go up. VIP is going to get next. VIP includes a keto catered lunch both days, in addition to some other fun stuff. So Get your tickets now. We hope we see you. We're really trying to create a really cool experience for you guys to learn and take charge of your lives. And Charlie might be there. Yolanda, I'm trying to get Yolanda to come sign some autographs.
Great. All right, guys. I'll see you later.
There's your big thumb.